We swing to the Labour front now, and talks between government and the 12 agitating labour unions over the Tier 2 pension funds have broken down. The unions have filed their defence to appear in court in the next 2 weeks, praying the court to compel government to pay 3% as penalty on the funds kept at the Bank of Ghana. Meanwhile, government has immediately served a restraining order on the unions not to resume a strike. Here is a report by Daniel Okoko.
A meeting at the Ministry of Employment failed to yield any results. Representatives of government and the unions angrily left the meeting without any concrete resolution. The unions later, at an emergency meeting, accused the sector minister, Haruna Ijusu, for showing bad faith. They accused government for failing to present its proposals for negotiations and discussions to begin. Currently, the unions have filed their defense to meet government in court as to who manages the second-tier pension funds. The unions are also preying on the court to compel government to pay a penalty of 3% on the funds kept at the Bank of Ghana.
According to the Pensions Act, when you delay beyond the 14th of the ensuing month in remitting the trust with whatever monies are accrued to them, you have to pay a penalty of 3%.
Appoint an independent auditor to audit the funds currently at the Bank of Ghana. They were critical on government for investing their funds into treasury bills.
Government is not supposed to invest the money. The monies are supposed to be channeled through schemes, trusts, for fund managers to invest these monies. Are you saying that the government is against the Act 766? It's clear in the law who should be investing that money.
They served notice to resume the strike.
The strike action, we're going to meet and review the situation. We are going to review the situation and strategize as to what is appropriate for what action is appropriate for us to take.
But TV3 has gathered that government had secured a restraining order for the unions not to resume the strike.
This is still Midday Live on TV3, and we'll stay on the Labour front to find out why the 12 groups or the labour groups have decided to also go to court, and then also get some further details as to their next line of action if this issue in court lingers for a while. And we've been joined in studio by the spokesperson for, or the coordinator of the 12 labour groups, is in the person of Reynold Tinkoran, to throw some more light on their next line of action. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us in studio.
Thank you, comrade.
Yes. All right. The issue between government and labour has been ongoing for a few years now, but quite recently, in the last few months, it's become quite intense. And we've also heard that the latest action from your part is also go to court. Now, are you going to court because government already took the issue to court for an interpretation of the labour laws, or your decision to go to court is totally different?
We are already in court. It is government who sued us, and we have given our response and counter-sued government. This is what has happened. And we went to court because government, first of all, sued us. We didn't want to go to court initially. We wanted to go on strike because government understands strike more than going to court. So we wanted a quick resolution of this challenge because, as you know, from next year, many workers will be retiring and they wouldn't know where to go for their benefits. That's why we chose the shortcut of going on strike, so that it will force government to sit down with us and accept our demands.
You say you are also going to court as a response to government's decision to go to court, and also you have sued government.
Yes.
What are you praying the court? What are some of the reliefs you are seeking from the court?
We want a declaration from the court that government's appointment of Pensions Alliance Trust is unlawful, and that the court should declare the appointment as null and void. And then also there should be a declaration that our scheme as they exist now and licensed by NPRA were formed by the governing councils of our services plus the unions. It wasn't only labor which formed the schemes. Managers are part of the board of trustees. So it is our right, because the law says all the money is for the employees. We also want an order from the court to appoint an independent auditor to look into the accounts at the Bank of Ghana. We hear a lot of news. This one say 400, another one will say so much. We want the facts to be out, and then we want full disclosure of whatever amount is there. And then we have also added NPRA and Bank of Ghana as co-defenders. We want the court to order NPRA to order whatever funds that are in the temporary pension fund accounts to be transferred into our schemes, because that account is supposed to be temporary. It has been temporary for a long time, from 2010 up to date. That is not what the law says. The law says immediately a scheme is established, or within 90 days after the scheme is established, whatever money is in the temporary pension fund at Bank of Ghana should be transferred to the new scheme. Our schemes were established 2 years ago, but our monies are still lodged in the temporary fund account in Bank of Ghana. We want the court to order Bank of Ghana and NPR to transfer such funds to us.
Okay. Well, I would want to clarify, you to help me clarify the first order you are seeking the court to give, which is that it should declare Pensions Alliance Trust as illegal entity.
The appointment as illegal.
Okay. Why would you say so? Because what we know, what our findings told us, is that there was a general bid for pension trusts or institutions that can manage pensions to come forward, and then Pensions Alliance won the bid. So why are you asking the court to declare that they are an illegal institution to have been given, or they have been giving this directive illegally?
The money is not for government. The money is for the workers, and those who selected Pensions Alliance Trust, workers were not there. It was rather managers. The names that they mentioned, for example, in the health sector, they mentioned Mr. Adai Donko, he's a director.
But are these people not persons that have been collectively nominated to represent you?
Under the labor laws, it is trade unions that represent workers, not managers.
But we also have some level of information that at least the Trade Union Congress had a representative in the decision-making process.
No trade union was involved. In the health sector, we all signed a resolution that we will join the health sector occupational pension scheme. Ask them whether there's any tangible evidence.
But does it not come to you as an interesting position that the Trades Union Congress seem to be quite silent on the recent happenings in the labor front?
They will not be silent. They will issue a statement backing our position. This is the matter. Because this case is specifically for public service workers, but trade union covers both private and public. It is the public sector workers who have taken the initiative to fight for what rightfully belongs to us.
All right. So in this particular case, we know that they are the mother union, and then they at least should have initiated the move if they also see some damage or some wrong in government decision to give Pensions Alliance Trust the go ahead to manage the funds.
TUC is not the mother union. The mother unions are the 12 unions that went on strike. Trade union is made up of several unions. Some of us are in the public service, others are not in the public service. It is two of us, TU and Health Social Care Union, who are part of TUC, who went on strike, including the rest of us. Yeah.
Okay, so who in your estimation, or the estimation of the 12 labor groups, is fit enough to handle or to manage the funds, who would you put, which company, which institution, are they there in the country? Do they have the requisite capacity to manage the funds? And why do you think that an institution like Pensions Alliance cannot manage it effectively?
National Pensions Regulatory Authority has licensed several institutions.
Okay.
Some as custodians. Custodian is a bank. Some are fund managers. And they look into their past record, and so before licensing them. And we in the unions also organized an interview, and we selected them based on past performance and so on. And we didn't know, Pension Alliance Trust wasn't there, and we registered our schemes before Government of Ghana went in to sign a contract with Pension Alliance Trust. So everything, if you even say everything being equal, it is the first to register. That should be considered. We have certificates to that effect. And besides, it is we, the workers, and on our schemes. One thing that the general public has not been told is that on our schemes, we have employer representatives as well as union representatives. So we've told government in plain language that if government feels that it doesn't like the employer representatives on our schemes, he can replace them. We should feel free to replace them so that there will be a joint venture. It shouldn't be union alone. That is what government is not telling the general public.
Not coming up to tell. Okay, this is a debate. This is a discussion I think I would like to go on and on, but unfortunately we are running out of time. But finally, before you go, what is your next line of action? You are in court. What if the court does not come out to rule in your favor? What is going to be your next line of action?
We met yesterday with the government ministers, specifically Minister of Employment and Labour Relations, to see if we can resolve this matter amicably, and then maybe withdraw the matter from court. But what happened yesterday was not good at all. It was we received a letter from the minister hoping to negotiate on who should, facilitate this tier 2 thing, only to be told by government side that they have no proposals, because and then they will not offer any proposal because the case is in court. Then why do you invite us in the first place? You went on radio saying, I have invited the people, and now we are in court. He has created the impression that we in Labour, we are stubborn, we don't want to meet him. We went there, and he has no proposals to give. We have given our proposal a week earlier, and there was an agreement that by Friday last week, we should exchange proposals, because what he was saying was not clear. The government was saying
wasn't quite categorical with what he was saying. The government was saying
they will ban, they will not let our 4 schemes operate, but they will rather create one. They will collapse our schemes and rather create one broad scheme to cover all the workers, to create peer competition. He said to create peer competition, and we were really surprised. How can one create competition?
That is an issue we are hoping that both institutions, that is Labour and government, can resolve going forward. We are keeping our fingers crossed, because I think the impact of your strike is also quite difficult for students, and even especially those in the medical field to bear. We are very grateful for your time, and thank you very much for
joining us in
the studio.